Hello and a very warm welcome to Rajya Sabha TV. I am Bilal Zaidi with Verdict 2012. First up, a look at the top stories of the day. Second and final phase of polling in Gujarat on Monday. Voting to be held in 95 seats across North, Central and East Gujarat decides Kutch region. Fate of heavyweights like Narendra Modi, Shankar Singh Waghela to be sealed in Monday's poll. Tight security arrangements made for second phase polling in Gujarat. Security forces seal state's border with Rajasthan. And Election Commission makes all preparations for voters' polling process to be video streamed to ensure free and fair voting. Well, our top story today, 95 seats will go for polling tomorrow in the second and last phase of polling in Gujarat Assembly elections. 1.98 crore voters will be deciding their fate, the fate of 820 candidates, including Chief Minister Narendra Modi, who is seeking his third term. A total of 95 constituencies spread over 12 districts of Ahmedabad, Kutch, Banaskantha, Patan, Mehsana, Sabarkantha, Anand, Kheda, Panchmahal, Dahod, Vadodara and state capital Gandhinagar will go for polls. The ruling BJP is contesting all 95 constituencies, whereas the Congress has fielded candidates in 92 seats, leaving 3 for its ally, Nationalist Congress Party or NCP, which is newly floated, and former Chief Minister Keshubhai Patel will lead the Gujarat Parivartan Party, and BSP have fielded candidates in 84 seats each. The Election Commission has made robust security arrangements to ensure that voting is carried out peacefully. A total of 23,318 polling stations have been set up. More than 14,000 polling centers have been identified as critical. The counting of votes will be taken up on the 20th of December. The Election Commission has made all arrangements for free and fair polling. A look at some of the facts which are related to second phase.
After a record turnout of nearly 68%, all eyes are now on Monday's second phase of polling in Gujarat, in which mostly urban areas go to the polls. The first phase of polling covered Saurashtra, South Gujarat and South Central Gujarat. The second phase of polling will be held in North and East Central Gujarat, apart from Kutch. After the record turnout in the first phase, it is expected that this phase will also witness a robust attendance by voters. There are 820 candidates in the fray for the second phase polling in 95 seats. Of these, 49 are women. In this phase, nearly 19.9 million electorate will exercise franchise. Of this, 10.04 million are males. The maximum number of 18 candidates are in Himatnagar constituency, while only 3 candidates are in the fray in Fatehpura seat. The BJP has fielded candidates in all their 95 seats, but the Congress has candidates in 92, Gujarat Parivartan Party in 84 and BSP also in 84. There are 284 independent candidates. There are 181 nominees from other parties. The Election Commission has set up 23,318 polling booths for these 95 seats. Out of these, 10,126 polling booths have been declared sensitive. Tight security arrangements have been made to ensure free and fair polling. A large number of central forces have also been deployed. Security forces have sealed the Gujarat-Rajasthan border. The second phase will bring the curtains down on the poll process in Gujarat. Counting of votes will be taken up on the 20th of December, along with Himachal Pradesh, which went to polls last month. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And joining us for more on the developments and what really should we expect tomorrow when the polling takes place is Vishal Dahiya from Ahmedabad itself. Vishal, just give us a sense of what really is happening right now. We know this is the moment when, a lot of nervous candidates would be really trying to, just pull up all of their ends, trying to really make those last moment preparations in terms of their logistics and everything. How, according to you, is the entire situation really panning out?
Well, yes, you're right, Bilal. This is the time for the candidates to go ahead and, do that last-minute homework because the active campaigning came to an end. yesterday at 5 p.m. and then after that it was time for the candidates to go ahead and do the door-to-door canvassing sort of stuff. And tonight will be the night when they will be doing that much needed calculation and ensuring that their representatives are in place on the polling booths. That's as far as candidates go. As far as the voters are concerned, all eyes are now on the fact whether the electorate of Gujarat will be, coming out in as many large numbers as they came out in the first phase of polling, which was 70.75%, the highest ever recorded in the history of Gujarat. Now, will that show will be repeated tomorrow or not? That's something which everybody is waiting to watch out for. Also, very significantly, in the second phase of polling, there are several high-profile candidates apart from the Chief Minister himself. There is Shankar Singh Waghela, Congress's senior leader and a former Chief Minister of the state, his son, as well as Shweta Bhatt, who is contesting against the Chief Minister Narendra Modi from Maninagar constituency. Also in the fray are several of Narendra Modi's ministers and key ministers, Anandiben Patel, Jayanarayan Vyas, and obviously the former Home Minister, former MOS Home, Amit Shah. So all these big names in the fray, obviously, is going to be really crucial for a majority of these senior leaders. More than 800 candidates again in the fray for these 95 seats. This area basically consists of north and central Gujarat, wherein in the last few elections, specifically in 2002 and 2007, BJP has been able to go ahead and get a majority stake in these areas. So obviously the BJP's leaders would be hoping that they go ahead and retain those seats which they had, and if at all can make inroads into other seats as well. Whereas Congress would like to go ahead and regain the lost ground because the Congress party had better luck in these areas prior to 2002. So obviously the Congress party's leaders and strategists would be hoping that the way their campaign went will help their candidates tomorrow when the voters of North and Central Gujarat come out and cast their votes also in 6 seats of Kutch region.
All right, Vishal, also you were just mentioning that about 70% turnout in the first phase. What's the sense that the administration is really getting? Are they really trying to make sure that, just like the first phase, all preparations are in place? Just give us a sense of what really to expect when it comes to really the administration and the kind of preparations that have been put in place.
Well, just like the first phase, Bilal, the man and machine are pretty much in place. The Election Commission of Gujarat has taken extensive help of the technology. Today also we saw when polling parties were being dispatched to respective polling stations, that was being monitored live by the Chief Electoral Officer sitting in her office through live webcasting. And that particular facility will also be available tomorrow from all the polling centers. In addition to that, there are a number of observers which are in place. During the campaign stage, we saw expenditure observers monitoring the expenses of the candidates. Tomorrow, there will be more micro observers at several polling booths, and then almost 30% of the polling booths have been demarcated as critical or vulnerable by the Election Commission. Extra security provided to those polling booths in the form of CPMF personnel. Also, if you look at the kind of areas or regions these seats fall in central and north Gujarat, very densely populated areas, specifically 17 seats of Ahmedabad district, and that's why extra security personnel are being deployed in these areas.
Right.
All care, it seems, is being taken by the Election Commission to ensure that free and fair polling takes place tomorrow.
All right, thanks a lot, Vishal. There, just as you leave, we'll also take our viewers to this small interview you did with Anita Karwal. She's the Chief Electoral Officer right now in Gujarat on the preparations there.
After a successful voter turnout in the first phase of polls in the state of Gujarat, now is the time for second phase of poll. On 17th, we have with us once again the Chief Electoral Officer of the state of Gujarat, Ms. Anita Karwal. Ma'am, once again, welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. And many congratulations for the kind of huge voter turnout we saw in the first phase. It's almost a record voter turnout because, as far as I know, it was 64% was the highest mark so far in Gujarat. The first and foremost question is, how did Election Commission manage to go ahead and achieve this feat, this target of around 71%?
Well, what we believe is that if we are able to register all voters, the first level of awareness is created. So we went all out to do a house-to-house verification last year, then went through several registration programs with a lot of awareness drives about how to register. And that, I think, is the first part of the battle won. And after that, again, we embarked on a program of voter education for voter turnout and followed it up with the photo voter slip, which we feel is a huge contributory factor.
And in cases where voters do not have a EPIC card, because Gujarat is a state where 100% EPIC coverage has not been achieved so far, what are the other arrangements specifically for the poll on 17th?
Well, Gujarat has 99.66% coverage of EPIC. So a very small fraction of people are left out. But as I mentioned, the photo voter slip has become an identity document as identified by the ECI. Aside from this, there are 15 other documents. And these documents, to give them publicity, we have put a poster outside every polling station. So when a voter is standing outside in a line, would also know what are the other 15 documents he can carry in case he doesn't have an EPIC or a slip.
What about the kind of security arrangements in place for 17th? Because this is a sort of a densely populated area, north and central Gujarat, 95 seats, at least 8 seats more than what it was in the last phase.
It is not only 8 seats more, it is also almost 2,000 polling stations more than the last time. And we are employing more than 20,000 more personnel than the last time. So as far as the deployment of forces is concerned, the deployment of forces is a little more than phase 1. And the visibility will be as much, if not more. And both the central police forces, state police forces, they are both jointly being deployed.
There was a repoll ordered by the Election Commission in 3 polling booths where polling took place on 13th. One, how has been the repolling today? And 2, it was because of the faulty EVMs. Has proper due care has been taken that this sort of incident is not repeated in the second phase of polling?
It was not exactly faulty EVMs. In 2 places, a minor mistake was made by our presiding officer, though it did not vitiate the poll, but it was felt that in the interest of transparency, the repoll should be done. The repolls are over in all the 3 places. I have received figures from 2 places. At one place, it is 80% turnout. At another, in Surat, I think it's 69%. I am yet to receive the 3rd figure.
Time for a short break now. When we come back, lots more from Gujarat. Welcome back. Now, there was intensive campaigning by all political parties for the 2-phase polling in Gujarat. Top leaders of the Congress as well as the BJP crisscrossed the state in the run-up to the elections to reach out to a maximum number of people as possible. But it was the local issues that eventually dominated the campaign all through. A report.
The issue of development was the running theme all through the campaign by various parties. The only difference being in narrative. Unlike in the past 2 elections, emotive issues took a back seat. Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi addressed at least half a dozen rallies every day on an average, not counting his virtual presence through 3D imagery. And at almost every rally, he maintained how the state had progressed during the past decade that he has been at the helm. Modi cited rise in investments in the state to bolster his claim. Interestingly, there was not much talk of Hindutva from Modi. Despite the presence of several top central leaders of BJP, Modi remained the star campaigner, and most posters and advertisement material bore the image of the chief minister who is seeking a 3rd term. BJP top guns like L.K. Advani, Sushma Swaraj, Arun Jaitley too extensively toured, trying to showcase Modi's work since he took over the reins of the state in 2002. The Congress too rode on the plank of development, but the party leaders came up with an alternative narrative to show how Modi's model had led to lopsided development in the state. The party maintained that under Modi's rule, only industrialists and businessmen had gained at the cost of the common man. The chief minister was accused of aiding and promoting crony capitalism in the state. The party came up with malnutrition data to buttress its claims that Gujarat's development has not been inclusive. Much before the poll process was announced, the Congress had promised low-cost housing for the poor and women, which later became part of its manifesto. As a counter, the BJP too promised houses and jobs. As a subtext of the development theme, water and power crisis also came up as major issues, particularly in regions like Saurashtra, which is facing a drought. Modi's arch-rival and Gujarat Parivartan Party chief Keshubhai Patel picked up these issues to put Modi on the mat. Rajkot, the business centre of Saurashtra, receives piped water only for a few hours. Absence of irrigation facilities and the unfinished Narmada project were highlighted by the opposition. As the campaign hit the home stretch, Modi tried to stir emotions on the Sar Creek issue by claiming that India had agreed to a deal with Pakistan. The PMO came up with a strong rebuttal to his letter written to the PM as a commoner and called it baseless and mischievous. In a last rally, Congress President Sonia Gandhi too accused the Chief Minister of trying to instigate voters as Modi called Sar Creek land as part of his heart. This apart, the campaign by and large centered around issues concerning the common man, and all parties promised to deliver. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And Vishal Dahiya once again joins us from Ahmedabad. Vishal, again, just at a few hours, so to say, before the polling really begins, what is your assessment in terms of the issues that really dominated? Are the local issues really going to play out, or do we really see larger issues like Sar Creek, issues, a bit of rhetoric also exchanged between the two major parties? What is your assessment? What eventually is going to be the undercurrent of the election there?
Well, Bilal, issues like the Sar Creek, issue have been, raked in these elections. Often, we saw Narendra Modi talking about it, sending a letter to the Prime Minister, and then the rebuttal coming in from the Prime Minister's office, Congress leaders, replying to all the charges in their election rallies. But apart from this, mostly the entire election campaign has been, centered around or concentrated on the local issues, be it the issue of development. There were charges, which were traded between the Congress and the BJP on the issue of development. And then when it came to GPP and BJP face-to-face, it was the Saurashtra region, the problems in the Saurashtra region, specifically with regard to the water shortage, which were being raised by the GPP leaders, specifically Keshubhai Patel. Apart from that, there were other issues which were raised time and again during the campaign, the issue of malnutrition, the issue of unemployment, education, all issues which have been, the kind of issues which were raised in assembly elections time and again in the state of Gujarat. But if you look at it, all these issues of education, employment, malnutrition, water shortage, power shortage, all of them were seemingly offshoot of the core central theme of development. Now, while the BJP and its Chief Minister Narendra Modi claim that their government for the last 5 years had ensured that there was development in all sectors for all people of the state, the opposition Congress was definitely trying to go ahead and convince the voters otherwise that this is not the case. So obviously, as it happens in any election campaign, there were claims being made by the ruling party, those claims being denounced by the opposition parties, but it seems all of them, or most of the issues rather, were more or less to do with the local, local population out here, and state level issues. Central level issues did, have some or the other presence in the form of, allegations of corruption against the leaders from both parties, or the Sar Creek issue. But then once again, as I was saying, it was more or less to do with the issues which concern the local population and local people of the state of Gujarat.
All right, Vishal Dahiya, they are giving us all the details on really what to expect when polling really begins tomorrow. Of course, the second and the final phase of polling takes place tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Vishal Dahiya, once again. We'll be moving ahead. The second phase of polling in Gujarat in 95 constituencies has several top political leaders in the fray, including Chief Minister Narendra Modi. Let's take a look at some of the other main candidates that are in fray tomorrow.
In the first phase of polling, several top leaders from the Congress and the BJP, apart from Gujarat Parivartan Party chief Keshubhai Patel, were logged in the electoral battle. In the second phase too, several key leaders are in the fray, several of them in Ahmedabad district itself. All eyes are on Maninagar, from where Chief Minister Narendra Modi is seeking a third consecutive term. Modi had won the 2007 polls with a record margin. The Congress has fielded suspended IPS officer Sanjeev Bhatt's wife Shweta Bhatt from the seat. Keshubhai Patel's GPP has withdrawn in favour of Shweta, so it will be a straight fight. Former Chief Minister and Chief of Congress Campaign Committee Shankar Singh Waghela is contestant from Kaparvanj seat in Kheda district. BJP has fielded sitting MLA Kanubhai Dabhi against him. GPP's Prakash Singh Chauhan is also in the fray. Former State Minister and controversial BJP leader Amit Shah is contesting from Narayanpura in Ahmedabad. Jeetu Patel of Congress is contesting against him. Jayant Patel is the GPP candidate. In 2002, Jeetu Patel, contesting on a BJP ticket, had defeated Narhari Amin of the Congress. Now, Amin is in the BJP fold. Former State Congress leader Girish Parmar is contesting from Dani Limda on a BJP ticket. Shailesh Parmar is the Congress candidate there. GPP's DP Makwana makes it a triangular contest. Girish Parmar switched sides after being denied a ticket by the Congress. NCP State President Jayant Patel Borski is contesting from Umret. BJP has pitted Govind Parmar against him, while GPP has Ashwin Patel. State Minister Nitin Patel is contesting from Mehsana. He is pitted against Congress's Natwar Lal Patel. GPP has fielded Babu Bhai Prajapati from here. Nitin Patel had won the last elections with a very narrow margin. Also in focus are seats like Himmatnagar, Disa and Halol, as several state ministers are in the fray in the second phase from these places. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And Gujarat is a young state. Rajya Sabha TV correspondent Deepak Dobal spoke to some of the first-time voters on how they really look forward to voting tomorrow.
We have some youngsters, some first-time voters, and let's talk to them and have a sense that what are the expectations.
It's really exciting that I'm voting for the first time and I'm getting my right to choose my leader. So it's a new experience for me.
And how do you feel? What are your expectations? You are going to cast your vote for the first time.
I feel good to voting for the first time, and my expectations are like I want government to give good job opportunity with good income.
And what all you have in your mind?
I'm expecting they should lower down the rates regarding the including the malls. The rates are very high in Ahmedabad as compared to other cities, and I want the infrastructure of this state should be little more high. It should be raised because the tourism part in Ahmedabad is not so as good as it should be. So work on that.
How do you feel? How your friend reacted first time? And do you have any friends who are not going to vote?
Yes. बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है फर्स्ट टाइम वोट दे रहे हैं एंड मेरे फ्रेंड्स भी सब फर्स्ट टाइम वोट दे रहे हैं वो भी बहुत एक्साइटेड हैं एंड कल वोट देंगे लेट इट क्या होता है और यही चाहते हैं कि अच्छा लीडर मिले हम फ्यूचर के लिए और करप्शन कम हो.
Okay, now tell me about what all you have in your mind when you thought of I'll go to the polling station, I'll cast my vote, I'll be there in the queue. Is there any nervousness kind of thing?
Yes, I'm very nervous. I hope my hand doesn't shake when I'm going to give my vote. But I have full faith in my leader. So I'm very optimistic. Little corruption is there, but I don't care. I have full faith. So I hope for the best for future.
So the youngsters are hoping for the best in the future, and they are very enthusiastic and very positive too.
Well, that's all that we have for you in this Bulletin of Verdict 2012. Remember, tomorrow is polling day, and we'll get you all the action, all the flavor from the polling stations tomorrow as the polling begins. Keep watching.